We're joined by Frankie Corrado now. And Frankie, the Leafs get their old coach, Sheldon Keefe, and the Devils tonight. And we got to ask you, who has a better shot at the Cup right now? Is it Keefe's new team or his old team?
Keefe's old team has a better chance. Now, if you look at Sheldon Keefe's new team in New Jersey, 2 years ago, they burst onto the scene. Maybe a little too early because last year they had a regression. They missed the playoffs. Yes, they didn't have great goaltending, had a lot of injuries on the back end, some young defensemen there, but you missed the playoffs. Now, the Toronto Maple Leafs, if you're going to compare them with the New Jersey Devils, superstar power, give the edge to Toronto. One thing Toronto has this year that they haven't really had as much in the past is a true shutdown pair. Chris Tanev, Jake McCabe. That is as good of a shutdown pair as you can get. New Jersey has a good back end, but they don't have that good of a shutdown pair. Goaltending, you can saw it off at this point. Toronto's had good goaltending. Jacob Markstrom's a really good goaltender for New Jersey. So with all that being said, the higher upside is with Toronto. The shutdown pair that you need in order to shut down really good lines is with Toronto. The only thing is, which one's going to get over the hump? The team in Toronto that has struggled to do so, or these new kids on the scene in New Jersey that are looking to get back to the playoffs that don't have a lot of experience in that regard?
Yeah, they can bring a different kind of energy. One thing that the Leafs could be lacking, though, too, is their lack of secondary scoring. At least that's a question mark right now. Outside of the core four and Matthew Knies, there is only one other Leafs forward who has more than 3 goals. So is there enough offense for the Leafs to contend?
In theory, there is. When everyone is there, when everyone's healthy and producing at least an average rate, yeah, there's enough offense there. There's 2 problems, though. A lot of the depth players haven't been available. The Leafs have been ravaged by injuries. And then some of those depth players have not lived up to their expectations of what they can do. You know, you go down the list. Nick Robertson hasn't had a very good season. McMahon hasn't been available. Domi hasn't been as productive as he would have liked to be, even though he's more of a playmaker, not a goal scorer. You still need him to find a way to get some goals. You know, you go down the line, Connor Dewar, a guy they traded for last year. You don't talk about those kinds of players when it comes to scoring goals, but he had 10 goals at the time of that trade last year when Toronto brings him in. So there's more there than what has been given by a lot of the depth players. Now, as everyone comes back, they need to see that happen, because if you don't see the production from those players, then you'll have your answer that there's not enough for them to contend. But if you look at it on paper, there is enough. Just when the players come back, they have to start producing at least an average rate.
Okay, well, both teams definitely on a mission to snap their Stanley Cup droughts. For the Devils, it's been 21 years. That feels long until, of course, we think about the Leafs, and they have the longest drought in the league at 57 years.